In between outlines about the coming second renaissance of superhero movies and more deep dives into Andor, I've been trying to enjoy the downtime with something new for a change. As of recording, it's a lot of late nights spent with Hollow Knight in the foreground and multiple scripts crossing over one another, but amidst all of that shuffle, quietly in the background has been a known classic.
Even ate my last stick of butter.
I do appreciate that what follows the Saiyan saga is a story that's heavily committed to power levels and raw aesthetic finding purpose in inorganics. Artificial intelligence is a great personification of one's literary mirror, and a villain that speaks directly to Vegeta's post-Frieza persona. It's taken me so long to come around on this series because I wanted to do it the right way. I've committed to the journey like a real fan by watching all of the filler because otherwise it would feel like cheating. And let me tell you, I think I'm understanding the overall method to the madness here. Ever since the Saiyan saga, it's been a steady climb up the power scaling ladder, and I get it. Vegeta strokes his ego and loses the quick time event, Goku is either dead or dying and then shows up to speedrun the villain, and in a weird way, this pattern has helped me focus on the other characters more often than I expected. But with Vegeta, it's been different. Not so much as to say that his straightforwardness can't and doesn't have its place in this anymore, because he is absolutely a great counterweight to the story of Goku. But I don't want to have to grade him on a curve like I have with characters like Yamcha and Tien, who are a kind of a caricature of their older selves at this point. I expected the ante to be upped in some way when Cell first arrived, because Vegeta does represent one side of this Saiyan duo that made this story so hyped to begin with. You have altruistic innocence and a warrior prince archetype balancing each other out, and that works for me. But they both have to work together, and as of late, I've been wondering what more there is to this character. At the beginning of this marathon, I was told to keep an ear on the ground regarding Vegeta's combativeness and ancillary antagonism. Now, at the time of writing this, I'm at about episode 165, give or take, and I'm still waiting for that other shoe to drop. His interpersonal relationships with Gohan and Goku has kept me invested, but his character has yet to really connect with me. And this isn't me saying I dislike his progress so far, not at all, but I guess I just expected more to be uncovered with the introduction of a villain like Cell. I liken it to the narrative windup that propelled Gohan into a world of new opportunities as both a fighter and a person, where relentless determination was reinforced from the top down through Piccolo in conjunction with growing incompatibilities, power levels that crept as he matured, or single catalysts that forced change for the betterment of the narrative. Cell, in so many ways that I'm now kind of digesting for the first time, is the perfect, opportunity for our main supporting cast to change and evolve, or it could evolve into the opportunity to give Vegeta the kind of rivalry that Frieza couldn't. Maybe I'm going too far ahead of the script here, and good intentions has it that he will start this sort of deep dive into the throes of what's ahead. But in an otherwise perfectly designed environment for change, why is Vegeta's timetable still so cramped? In comparison, I look at episodes 140 and 141, where Piccolo was finally brought full circle. From the beginnings of those world's martial arts tournaments to now, he has been a constant in Goku's story. And that stands out to me still, because it's indented a new chapter for his character. And the only other villain that measures up to that, really, is Vegeta. I still have a bit more of the Cell saga to get through, and all of Super to figure out more of what makes him tick specifically, but I'm surprised that at least in this case, with this villain specifically, it has taken longer to get to Vegeta's roots. Introducing a narrative tool like the Hyperbolic Time Shaper was a really great opportunity to grind away at the rougher edges of his fatherhood and double down on or pick apart the connective tissues that make him who he is. However complex Piccolo or Gohan or Trunks might be, they are what in turn keeps Goku as this simple anomaly that can stand out, and exploring them psychologically or giving them good exposition in the Saiyan saga gave me an insight into the relentless drive that all Saiyans possess. But why specifically is Vegeta different? And what is the inner shadow that comes with the pursuit of that perfection? Vegeta, as I've come to understand him, is this honorable, arrogant counterweight to our main protagonist, built out of an important legacy and extensive history, but his arrogance isn't yet finding its roots under the microscope that is Cell, and I think I need that. As I throwed myself into this new journey of discovering Dragon Ball for the first time, I also wanted a video series that could complement the experience of discovery in stride. I'm hoping to do more of these as I go, should they be received well, and focusing on a variety of stories and character pairings that I believe bind the presentation of Toriyama's genius together, at least giving me a chance to connect with another side of the animated spectrum as a comic veteran. I am not a resident Dragon Ball expert, nor am I the kind of channel most qualified to, I guess, speak on this narrative, but I can and will always try to appreciate an artist's labor of love, especially one that's been as impactful and anticipated of an experience as this has. I came in wanting to know why Cell is considered the best villain in the series, and I really looked forward to exploring the meat of Vegeta's origin story. He's one of the few characters who, like Piccolo, has given more to the overall story of Dragon Ball than just a good fight with Goku. But something about him, like Piccolo too, demands more, and I want to see it. If his upkeep is in fact more nuanced or sincere than I'm understanding, then by all means, I'm ready to be wrong. I've enjoyed watching him up until this point, no questions asked. I can see the potential for his character and the conviction behind a singular mindset towards one goal. But ever since Trunks was introduced as this curveball, and Cell was spoken of as this most significant threat in the universe, I don't know, something about Vegeta has just felt a little stale, flat. A lot of this is weird because I'm enjoying everything I'm seeing. I like all of the arcs and the filler, and I like that Goku is straightforward. To me, that's a positive. But with Vegeta, the lack of that real second dimension, that additional layer, is oddly the most nitpicky thing I can think of, and the only thing that's making me frustrated. I can't be too upset though. After all, Cell did just hit perfect form, and if Vegeta's gonna talk shit and continue to get better, I'm not complaining. But I like when there's a bit of a balance, and the more condescending he is, then the more I want his character to evolve. That's all I'm saying. Final Flash was awesome, by the way, for the first time. Toriyama's style is forever one of the most influential, and this ride's been interesting so far. That's all I got. And as always, thanks for watching.